Yes, guys, and a welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, barely legal, part 17. Game over. It's the very end here. Now, first things first, right, what we're going to do is we're going to go through our players, see where they've ended up. Then we're going to go through their stats. Then we're going to have just a little competition where I've given selected awards to different players for one reason or another. I will say that I've taken a lot into account, an awful lot into account. Okay, now, there is one award I'm going to come with straight away, and there's a reason for this, and you're going to work this out, right? Before I go any further, I am putting an award, the Flop King. Who could be the Flop King? Now, there was a few contenders. There really was a few contenders. But our Flop King is... Ready for it? It's Connor, and the reason it's Connor is because he fucked things up that I weren't able to do a medal count on Connor or an appearance count because he retired early. So Connor, you have won the Flop King award. In second place for the Flop King, it was a battle between two players, but I've gone with Christopher. Now Christopher, I will say, I can't... He did win medals, but I can't say he was anywhere near anybody else with regards to appearances. 179 appearances total, 6 goals, 8 assists, 2 Man of the Match awards, and an average of 6.69. A total of 3 medals for Christopher. That's the Flop Kings out of the way now, and I think what we need to do now is we need to just go straight to it, because I can tell you we have also got some other news that during the last season that we done, we had, get this, we had 2 more players retire. 2 more players retire, and because of that, I weren't able to get their medal count. I was able to get their appearance count, but not their medal count. You know, it is what it is. But we'll get to that in a minute. You'll work it out as we're going along. Oh, shit, fuck. I think I've saved during holiday mode. There we go. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Didn't realise we had to do that. Okay. So, are you ready? Are you ready? You can see we're down to 12 people. I can tell you that Neil Mogsy has retired. Trevor Choi has retired. They've both gone. They have both gone, as all our players are 35 years of age now, and we are missing, obviously, Choi and Mogsy after Connor had gone. So let's start now then with the one, the only Stuart Danton. Finishes his career at Manchester United. And he's out of contract soon. He is out of contract, as you can see. Now, I did say that I was going to end this game after the second update. We've just had the second update. So, this is officially the very end of the game. And that does play an important part in the awards. Stuart Danton, what can you say about Danton? I mean, I've got it wrote down here. But his total appearances for Stuart Danton is 681, 454 goals, 134 assists, 166 Man of the Match awards, 7.99 average rating, and medals and awards 27. Wow. Over to Jesper Laudrup now. Jesper Laudrup finishes at Bayern Munich after a very, very good season last campaign. He ends it with, let me guess, it's going to be his best season, isn't it? Or one of his better seasons. For Jesper, he's got to be happy with that, hasn't he? He really has got to be happy. Oh, they're down to the second division of Germany. I know they're at the greatest, were they? But it is what it is. Almo is at Rotation Berlin. Is that where they were? I can't remember. Rotation Berlin. Right, now this is very, very important because this actually, the fact that this move that he got to Rotation Berlin went in before the mid-June updates, and with that in mind, this actually earned him an award as a journeyman. He has taken the journeyman award. Let me just see where I've got it here. I've got it wrote down, the journeyman. Oh my god, where's my fucking journeyman award? It was I seem to have moved it. He won the Journeyman Award anyway, I know that, and it was 9 clubs. He's won the Journeyman Award. And in second place was Trevor Choi and Matt with 8 clubs. So, Almo, what can you say? You've got to be happy with Almo. You have. Over to Trunky. We knew he got that move, didn't we? He finally left Belly Legal and he moved to Sampdoria. 15 games in total. No registered assists so for Trunky. But we'll go more about his credentials overall in a moment. Big Phil, Philippe Dirala. Now this will be interesting. Let me see. Let me see if VFL... I want to check to see if they won a title. No, they didn't. It was HSV again. Wow. So Big Phil then another good amount of games played. Not the greatest season in the world though from Big Phil. It's fair to say. Wayne Chester, Udinese. Let's see how his season went. Good games for his age. There's no doubt. You've got to think to yourself. Last season he was 34/35. So to get 21 games in all competitions, he's got to be happy. Lee Sharples, Dumbarton. Good amount of games for Dumbarton. Lee Sharples. Over to Migadonte at Monaco. Now Monaco, that's interesting because let me just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't realise he got the Monaco deal. Now what a season he's had for Monaco there. 7-3-1. That is absolutely brilliant. What can you say? Over to Matt. Matt's at Crystal Palace. Matt's been around a bit, hasn't he? You know, in more ways than one. But not the greatest season at Crystal Palace. And, you know, I don't take nothing away from Matt. He's had a very good career. More about that in a moment. Gary Johnston, Clydebank. We knew he'd gone to Clydebank. And 20-odd games for Gary Johnson. Pep is at Monaco. That's why I stopped when I saw Migadonte at Monaco. Because I knew Pep was at Monaco. Pep then still at Monaco. Not a bad season. Let's see where Monaco finished. Oh, they're nowhere near, were they? Fuck me. Okay, so well done, Pep. That's what I'll say. And finally, Mark Whittaker. Mark is at Jenna. Well, he's obviously just got a move there, isn't he? He's obviously just had a move to Jenna. Let's have a look then. Just to see the move when he moved. Yeah, the 10th of the 4th. Oh, when he moved in April. Okay. I mean, who the fuck are Jenna? He's German. Okay, well he ends up back in the top flight of East Germany that he really conquered, it's fair to say. Okay, so before we go any further to our awards, let's just look at our contract. Who's in contract, who's out of contract. You can see Chester, Sharples, Matt and Philippe are all rolling. Danton and Chunky are likely to be rolling the next day or a few days. Dante, Pep has a year. We knew Pep would. Whittaker's got a year. Almo's got a year. Gary Johnson's got a year. And one other person, just below, has a year as well. The highest paid player at present is Pep, 10,500. It was Danton. So Danton... Okay, so Danton's going to be looking to sign a new deal. And he had a good season last campaign, 764. What a season for Danton. Okay, so that is that. Now, our highest value player is Pep. That's the thing about being the goalkeeper. I will say Pep took an award. Pep took the Golden Glove purely because he was the only goalkeeper in the game. I weren't going to, but then I thought, why should he miss out? Pep in total, 531 appearances in his whole career, conceded 397 and got 9 medals to his name. That didn't include a top flight title, unfortunately, for Pep. Pep got one domestic cup. When I say domestic cup, I mean the FA Cup or the equivalent in another country. He won 2 UEFA Cups, he won 4 alternative cups, and he won 1 alternative title. So a total of 8 winners' medals, and he got a major award as well. Can't remember what his major award was, and that's going to bug me if I don't check that now. What was his major award? There was a major award he obviously got. So what I did is none of the runners-up counted. It was all about winners' medal. Winners' medals. I gave it. He got an award somewhere. I'm trying to think what the award was. None of this player of the month shit. That does not count as the other award. Do you know? I didn't remember. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's that one there. It was the goalkeeper of the year because I felt that the likes of Pep and Co that got awards, big awards in whatever division. You know, obviously these are major awards, just like what Danton won, they were major awards as well. Okay, so, Connor, I could not give no appearances, anything for Connor. That's why you get the wooden spoon. Wayne finished with 680 appearances, 73 goals, 145 assists, 30 man of the match awards, average of 7.30, 16 medals and awards added together. Wow, Wayne. Before we go on then, let me go to one of our next awards then. Let me just delete these things as I'm going along. Our Flop King has gone. Let's talk about our national hero. The national hero could only be one. Now, when I say national hero, this was really about who was our highest cap player. So this was an easy one. Stuart Danton, 77 caps for England. 22 goals. He's a national hero for England anyway. But let's not take nothing away, because in second place is Jesper Laudrup, who got 72 caps for the Faroe Islands. I think it was important that we acknowledged it. I think it certainly was very, very important that we acknowledged it. I told you Wayne's overall. Let me tell you Lee's now. Lee Sharple. Lee actually got 4 Champions medals, 6 cups, 1 Cup Winners' Cup, 1 UEFA Cup, 4 other cups, 3 other titles, 19 winners' medals, no major awards, 695 appearances in total, 88 goals, 138 assists, 42 man of the match awards, 7.25. I can tell you that the Loyal Dog Award goes to Lee Sharples with Wayne Chester in second. The reason I've given it to them for loyalty, Lee achieved 664 appearances for the one, the only, Barely Legal, whilst Wayne Chester 659 appearances for Barely Legal. You know, what can you say? I mean, I said this before, that these guys were so loyal, it was crazy. And it's great to see. It really is great to see. Now, there was another award I've done. I called it the Zero Capper. Only one of our guys were not capped by their country. Again, I'm giving this to Mark Whittaker. Mark Whittaker, Zero Capper, not the sort of award you want. Now, I've got to be honest with you, right? Going to the 3 people that I can't give out stats for. Neil, we know Neil played for England. We know Trevor Choi played for Hong Kong. I don't know if Connor played for Scotland. Because I can't get to that. But do you know what? Either way, he won the flop. He won the worst award possible. So Mark Whittaker, I would say congratulations. I'm not sure if you're celebrating it though, to be honest with you. Okay, let's go now then to the next set of awards. Let's just... our next set of awards, the International Star. Well, in second place for the International Star. Any ideas, any guesses? You're all guessing at Stuart Danton to win this, aren't you? Well, I can tell you that it wasn't Stuart Danton, because he was second. Stuart Danton is second because during his 77 caps for England, he won the World Cup. That's it. He won the World Cup. Now, let me remind you, Stuart Danton on his... well, I gave you his credentials, because the winner of the International Star is... Philippe. Philippe wins the International Star. He won the World Cup with Brazil and the Copa America. Philippe wins the Copa America. Let's just put our screen on him for the moment. And I think, you know, you've got to give him credit where it's due. 44 caps to his name. Let's tell you, Philippe, then, 2 Champions top flight titles, 2 domestic cups, 2 European cups, 1 Cup Winners' Cup, 2 other cups, 3 other titles, 12 winners' medals, 2 other awards, 14 in total, 557 appearances, 9 goals, 33 assists, 12 man of the match awards, 7.21 for Big Phil. What can you say about Big Phil? I think it's fair to say it's deserved, isn't it? It is deserved. Over to the next award then, Free Lungs Award. Now, what the fuck is Free Lungs? This, of course, now based on appearances, as I've been telling you, who played the most games in all our 16 players, and that was only one person, and we've already mentioned his stats. That is Lee Sharples. Lee Sharples achieved, as I said, 695 games. Stuart Danton second place with 681. And of course, Wayne, you don't make the top 2 on that because you only made 680. 1 game shy. So, congratulations there to Lee Sharples, who wins the Free Lungs Award. Yeah, it sounds fucking stupid, don't it? It sounds fucking retarded. Okay, over to our... I've just found my journey... I've just found the Journeyman Award that I was telling you about. Okay, so let's just delete that. Okay, over to the biggest transfer. And I can tell you, this transfer came in 1994/95. Both the top two were here. So we're going to go with... the top two. And the first one is that man there, Stuart Danton. It says 93-94, but I've wrote it as 94-95 because it was in pre-season at the end of the 93-94 season. Stuart Danton made a £4 million move. He is the second biggest transfer out of everybody. How do you feel, Stu? How do you feel? You're going to feel pretty sick because you were beaten by the one, the only Big Phil, who moved for £5 million when he joined the Giants in West Germany, HSV, from Juventus, 94-95. Big Phil takes another huge award, one of my awards, shall I say. So what can you say then? I'm really pleased with him. I'm really pleased. Now then, let's talk about our overseas champion. Now this is our overseas, as in who cracked it away from England. And I think this is an important award. In second place for the overseas, a man that got himself... let's just see now then. 3 domestic titles, 3 domestic cups, 2 other cups, 8 winners' medals, 5 major awards, a total of 311 appearances, 53 goals, 64 assists, 27 Man of the Match awards, 7.22, 13 medals and awards in total. I give you the man that also won the Copa America. Yes, now you know who it is. It is Al Mo. He is runners-up in our overseas award. A very important award to get. And our winner. And I think there could only be one winner on this, couldn't there? There could only be one winner, and it is Mark Whittaker. Mark Whittaker's the overseas. He absolutely killed East Germany. He killed East Germany. And I think rightly so. He won 11 major competitions domestically, 6 titles and 5 cups. So you've got to give him the credit where it's due. No doubt about that. A big congratulations there to Mark. Let me just delete that shit. Okay, so we've done right. The Golden Boot. Now the Golden Boot, it's obvious who that's going to be, isn't it? The Golden Boot goes to Mr. Stuart Danton. We've already mentioned 454 career goals and a huge congratulations. But the second place of Golden Boot was a shock. It was a shock because while Stuart Danton won it with 454 goals, the second place Golden Boot went to 90 goals. 90 goals, 19 assists, 19 Man of the Match awards, 320 games, 6.78. I can't see his medals. It was Trevor Choi. Trevor Choi takes second place on the Golden Boot. Quite surprisingly, but you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Sorry, I've just deleted the wrong thing, but I know what it is. Okay, so over to now something else. I had Domestic Hero. Now, Domestic Hero, you're thinking, what is Domestic Hero? This is very similar, I guess, to the overseas. But the Domestic Hero, our winner was Mark Whittaker. Now, let me explain. That was basically the most important competitions in whatever league you're in. And Mark, of course, we said is taken 11, 6 titles and 5 cups in East Germany. He takes that Domestic Hero, whilst Lee Sharples is second. Lee Sharples took 10, 4 league titles and 6 FA Cups with, of course, barely legal. Wayne wasn't far behind. Wayne had 4 titles and 5 cups. It's funny, really, because Wayne and Lee were battling right through. I mean, Trunky came close. He had 8 with barely legal. Barely legal, they're your loyal guys, aren't they? They are really your loyal guys. So, that is that. Now then, over to our King Assist. Our King Assist. And the winner is Wayne Chester. Wayne, he took this one with 145 assists. I think I already mentioned 680 appearances, 73 goals, 30 man of the match, 7.30. Well done. And in second place, yeah, of course it is. It's Lee Sharples. Lee Sharples, who of course registered 138 assists. But it is what it is. What can you say? Okay, let's just delete that for a minute. Now, over to our top tackler. Now, I did this using the statistics for tackling percentage. Runners up with a percentage of 4.3% tackling. It is Trunky. Trunky, I think I mentioned it. We'll do it again. 591 appearances, 7 goals, 36 assists, 16 man of the match awards, 6.16, 20 total awards and medals, and a 4.3% tackling percent to give him runners up. But our winner, now, have we got any guesses who the winner is, yeah? If you followed it, you've probably worked it out. It had to be Migadonte. Migadonte takes the winning top tackler with 5.2%. He didn't win any domestic title. He won 1 FA Cup. He won 2 other cups, 1 other title, 4 winners' medal total, no awards, but he takes the top tackler award. Be happy, all right? Don't worry and just be happy. Okay, 2 more awards to go. Penultimate one, the unsung hero. Now, the unsung hero, I felt really, we had to mention these 3 guys because these guys have done very, very well in one way or another. They have done one way or another. And Neil is the first, but Neil decided to fuck off early, didn't he? So we can't give you any cup credentials he's got. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh by giving Neil this because he did, you know, I think he got a World Cup win at a final, didn't he? So maybe Neil don't deserve it, maybe he does. But before I tell you the next 2, on the last season, I had to sim it 1 month at a time because I had to keep an eye on people retiring, and I had to do that following Connor's early retirement. Also, an unsung hero is Matt. Now, I think take nothing away from Matt because let's tell you about Matt. Matt then, let me just get to him. So 2 domestic titles, 2 domestic cups, 2 European cups, 1 Cup Winners' Cup, 6 other cups, 2 other titles, 15 winners' medals total, no awards, 350 games, 17 goals, 71 assists, 12 man of the match awards, 685. He is an unsung hero, I think, you know. And finally, to go with Neil and Matt, for me, this particularly in the last stage of the game, it's Pep. Pep, you know, we mentioned Pep, didn't we? Yeah, he might not have won too many medals. Well, he's only won... I wrote his total. Oh, yeah, he won 8 medals, sorry. He won 8 medals. And I think, you know, he definitely deserves a shout-out, don't he? There's no doubt about that. Okay, which brings us to our last award, and this is the Barely Legal Champion. This is the Barely Legal Champion. And as I said, I took a lot of stuff into account here. You know, I took medals, I took where they played, I took loyalty, I took goals, but then goals, I took position. In 3rd place for our Barely Legal. In fact, before we get to that, let's just make sure we've told you everybody's stats then. Is there anybody who missed that? Now let's talk about Christensen. Christensen came very close to winning the Flop Award. Very, very close. But no, we're talking about he came close. He did win the Flop Award. It was a toss-up really with Christensen between him and Trevor Choi. But because Christensen had so minimal appearances, he edged it. I think I said Christensen, didn't I? Won 79 appearances. Who else haven't we said then? Have we said everybody's? Jesper, no titles for you. 1 cup, no European Cup. 2 other titles, 3 winners' medals, 343 games, 65 goals, 16 assists, 14 man of the match, 714. Quite good. Gary Johnson. Gary, you could even argue that Gary's an unsung hero. He was the first man to get a title in England, and that, of course, was when he moved to Liverpool. 2 titles for Gary, both at Liverpool. A Cup Winners' Cup, 2 other cups, 1 other title, 6 total medals, 377 games in total, 33 goals, 42 assists, 11 man of the match awards, 6.84. And, well, what can we say? You know, I think we've done everybody. If I have missed anybody out, I will apologise. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. In case I have missed anybody out, we'll get to it in a second. But let's firstly tell you, in third place on the overall is, drum roll, Lee Sharples. Lee Sharples takes third place on the barely legal champion. Lee, you know, have you got any words to say? I think, Lee, you know, you've shown so much. You've shown loyalty. You've shown commitment. You've got medals. You've got appearances. You know, it's not your only award, as you know. You know, you've got 3 lungs, apparently. In second place, and I thought about this long and hard, is Trunky. Trunky, you know, 591 appearances. Trunky, I think being Swedish made it difficult for Trunky. And he got awards. He got 4 major awards. You got to think to yourself, right? Trunky is actually the second highest medals and awards total, 20. So for me, he deserves it. 591, as I said, in appearances. He's probably got 3 lungs himself. Well done, Trunky. And our winner. Was there any doubt? Was there any doubt? I know that this fucker is sitting at home or watching, listening, and thinking, yeah, come on, say my name. Yes, it's you. Stuart Danton is our barely legal champion. To add to all his other awards, I haven't even worked out how many awards he got, but you can work that out yourself, you lazy cunt. Yeah, Stuart, you know, from the off, you know, I think what you've got to remember, right, is every person that took part in this game had the choice of choosing their own position and their own 3 key attributes. So the way it could be is Stuart chose a forward, and he chose 3 key attributes, and there you go. There's his results. I mean, you've only got to really look at Stuart's last season. In all fairness, you know, you cannot grumble. Over here, he left Man United and then he rejoined them. I didn't count that as another club. You know, we've seen it in CM before. I mean, look at that. I mean, his seasons were just absolutely phenomenal, and you cannot take nothing away from Mr. Danton whatsoever. Absolutely insane. I don't think, though, you know, he did only win 2 champions, domestic champions. And this is interesting because, as I said, Mark Whittaker got 6. Trunky got 4. Lee Sharples got 4. Wayne got 4. Stuart got 2. But I have taken a lot into account. You know, Stuart Danton also won multiple awards. 16 awards in total. And I truly believe that these awards are fucked in CM. But he won several awards of the World Player of the Year, that sort of stuff. There you go. Well, I didn't include the Supporters Player of the Year, I should point out. But this award here, the World Player of the Year, which was the second highest award. And there you see, he got it down here, didn't he? He got it down here in 94-95. Of course, that was his first year at Man United. He got it over here again. And he got a couple of third places here as well. So, you know, I think he's a worthy winner. He is a worthy winner. So, what can you say? So, I'll tell you what we're going to do very, very quickly, guys. Okay, let's... what we'll do, right, is just to finish off our game. So, Chester, Sharples, Matt Philly. Shall we see if any of them are going to retire? Shall we see, yeah? Let's see if any of them retire. We're not playing anymore. We're not going to include any more moves. If anybody moves, I'm just intrigued to see if Danton signs a new contract. This will not count in any awards. I plan to do this after I went through everything, because I think the awards was really key. I will show you this so quickly before... let me just get back to my... Yeah, look at that. That's what you see before you. I've deleted all the awards as I've been going along, actually, as you've probably gathered. And there we go. And obviously the highlighted guys in yellow are the guys that fucked me over, especially you, Connor, the wooden spoon man. So, what can you say? What can you say? This, obviously, when I'm simming the game, right, the simming takes a long time because I've got all the leagues open. I only really want to go sim a couple of days just to see those players that are roaming around on a free transfer, just to see. So we might have a bit of a wait here. We may have a bit of a wait indeed. But, yeah, I mean, everybody's done well, really. You know, Jesper did well for the Faroe Islands. Take nothing away. Matt did well at Barcelona. You know, and, you know, I said unsung hero. Gary, as I said, was the first player to win the English top flight. Philippe won the World Cup and the Copa. You could not grumble with that. between Wayne and Lee, well, you know what? Over 1,300 odd appearances between them both. How impressive is that? Al Mo, he won the Copa and he conquered Romania. Mark Whittaker conquered East Germany. Migger was, you know, he had the early Italian cap, and I don't think he really ever recovered from his, was it a broken leg, I think it was. Pep, he's come to light now for Pep. Trevor Choi, well, you never really got going, did you, Trevor Choi? And what Trevor Choi's total appearances there, 320, 90 goals, 19 assists and 19 man of the match awards. I should point out, remember his loan spell at Aston Villa was, in theory, not applicable, but they have been added to that. But I'm going to let him have the benefit of the doubt on that. Connor, well, you just ruined the whole game, Connor. Krista Turner. Krista, you just enjoyed sitting on the fucking bench. And if it weren't for Connor fucking off early, I think you would have had the lowest appearances. So, you know, Neil, again, you know, Neil had a good amount of appearances, so it's hard to know. Oh, fucking hell, this ain't even ready yet, is it? Oh, we're saving. This ain't even, Neil, you know, it's hard to know how Neil done exactly. Okay, we'll let that save go in. I forgot the auto save was on, and then we're going to see if any of our guys, right, let's have a look. Oh, hang on. In case there was any extra awards there. We had 12, didn't we? We've still got 12. They're all rolling. They're all rolling. So, we've got 6 players out of contract. Sorry, 7 players. 6, sorry, dickhead. 6 players out of contract. But we're going to leave it there. We could be here all fucking day. And that's it from me, guys, and the Belly Eagle. Congratulations then to Stuart Danson and everyone, and a big thanks, really, to everybody who took part. Which brings me to my next thing. If you guys want, I will do another one. Let me know in the comments, or get in touch with me. Let me know your views if you fancy it again. And we will do it again. Might tweak it a little bit. But until next time from me, guys, it's take it easy.